Did y'all know Kevin Hart got the nerve to talk about Will Smith and Jada? He is dragging them. He's using it as comedy. So you know how Kevin Hart is. If Kevin Hart's talk about Will Smith in a comical way, he sees it as no problem because he's a comedian. I tell you one thing, I'm a comedian too. All right, my sense of humor is dry humor, satire, because I'm gonna start saying a whole bunch of stuff against a whole bunch of people, and I want y'all to give me an excuse that I'm a comedian. Okay, so we can all play I'm a comedian game. Ha ha he he. So I came across this video and I think you should watch it. How Kevin Hart is trying to drag Will Smith and Jada and bring their situation up again. And the stuff between Will Smith and Jada that's in this video, it's going to blow your wig off. Okay? Literally. Mind blowing. Wow. Wow. All right, so I know you guys like these reaction videos, so let's watch them. I need you guys to comment. I want to know what you guys have to say. All right, so make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe, and check this out.
Kevin Hart just insulted Will Smith after Jada Smith went on another interview to talk about her affairs and how Will can never really compare to Tupac. Jada just cannot stop cheating on Will. And at this point, everyone in the industry knows Will's wife doesn't respect him. Will risked his career at the Oscars to stand up for his wife, but Jada has only hated him even more since then.
Nobody plans to be crazy. It just happens. Crazy just sneaks up on you. Look at Will Smith. He didn't plan that. That just happened. What? He didn't plan that. It just happened. Keep my wife name out your mother. He didn't plan that. Keep my wife name out your mother. She jumped out his goddamn body. You have any idea how crazy you got to be to make Samuel L. Jackson jump back? Do you have any idea? Keep my wife there. Say, what the happening, Jack? Goddamn. I'm next. I know it. I feel like I'm next. It's a lot going on, man. I'm stressed the fuck out. I'm about to pop. I'm telling y'all ahead of time.
Jada has allegedly been cheating on Will since the day they got together. In her own words, Jada thinks that Will can never compare to Tupac. Now, people cheating on their partner is not new in Hollywood, but Jada is the only person who keeps going on interview after interview, humiliating her husband and calling the people she is cheating on him with the greatest source of her happiness. In an interview with People's Mag in 2019, Jada said, "I never wanted to get married, but my mother was like, you have to get married. She's so old school. And Will wanted a family. So I said, all right. Maybe it's something I should do. This isn't something that a woman who loves her partner would ever say. But this isn't anywhere close to the craziest thing Jada has ever said about Will. Instead, that award has to go to when Jada kicked Will out of the house for catching her cheating.
It's been beautiful.
What does that beauty look like for you day in and day out? So are y'all living together?
It's just this beautiful connection. We will.
Mm-hmm. Look at that.
Not right now.
But you will.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's.
Why do you say that with such a
clarity?
Because that's what it's going to be.
That's where it's headed.
Yeah.
And you both are on that page.
Yeah. And but right now I really do enjoy my space.
Yeah.
I've been living
alone.
I am my mother's only child.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And so having this time that I've had to myself has been fantastic. Mm-hmm. Just to get to know me, even to have my house exactly how I want it. Yeah. I don't have to be like, well, what color do you want this one? You know what I mean? I can just do it.
You're the chooser.
I'm the chooser.
You're the chooser.
Right.
So when you imagine your life back together, because I'm sure you've seen it, how does that look to you?
We don't know yet. We'll build that and it'll be something new.
Will keeps trying to save the marriage and says that he and Jada are together and that Jada has never cheated on him. But Jada doesn't want anyone to think that. Instead, she mentioned it first in her memoir, then in her interviews. And finally, when she sat down with Will on the set of Red Table Talk, she actually named the person she cheated on Will with and claimed that she did it to make herself happy. First, let's listen to how Will tries to defend it.
Does that mean you all can have other partners, but you just have to be respectful of each other?
So people only think in terms of people are trying to put something on it. Will and Jada, what they doing with other people?
Yeah.
Right? Will and Jada ain't really doing too much of nothing. The goal is not a sexual goal. We're going to love each other
no matter what.
Will gets right to the heart of their non-traditional marriage during the Oprah conversation Will Smith, out today on Apple TV+. The couple first revealed details last year on Red Table Talk, which coined a new term.
I got into a different kind of entanglement.
An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
Relationship.
Yes.
Was that hard for you sitting there?
No. It's like, no.
How long were you all actually separated? Was it months or years?
We never actually officially separated. We agreed that she had to make herself happy and I had to make myself happy. And then we were going to present ourselves back to the relationship.
We ride together.
We die together.
Bad marriage for life.
Rumors of Will and Jada having an open marriage have been there for years, if not decades. But the reality of the situation is that it's just Jada who's going out with other men. And all Will is doing is trying to stop that from getting out. Even the man that Jada cheated on Will with didn't know that Jada was using him to cheat. Instead, he thought that Will knew. And when he realized the truth, he stopped seeing Jada completely.
As promised, Jada Pinkett Smith brought herself to the red table, and surprisingly, her husband Will Smith joined her. They talked about pain, healing, and yes, Jada's entanglement with August Alsina.
It's all love.
Recently, Alsina revealed to the world that he was involved in a relationship with Jada while she was still married. And even though statements were released denying the affair, Pinkett Smith is now reluctantly confirming that the relationship did indeed exist.
It's a situation that I consider private.
You just feel like it ain't really nobody's business. Yeah. But now Black Twitter has claimed it as their business.
During the 12-minute Red Table Talk episode, Jada sat down with Will to explain how she met August 4.5 years ago. But the friendship didn't turn into something more until she and Will were ready to call it quits.
You and I were going through a very difficult time.
Yeah.
And we decided...
I was done with your...
You kicked me to the curb.
I was done with you.
Yeah.
Marriages have that, though.
Yeah.
Marriages have that.
We broke up.
And then what did you do, Jada?
Well, I think from there, as time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement with August.
Yes, we know entanglement is vague as hell, but thankfully, Will pressed her to be more clear.
An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
Relationship.
Yes, it was a relationship. Absolutely.
We also got clarity on the misconception that Will gave August permission to sleep with his wife.
The only person that can give permission in that particular circumstance is myself.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. But what August was probably trying to communicate, because I could actually see how he would perceive it as permission because we were separated amicably. And I think he also wanted to make it clear that he's not a homewrecker.
Now, if you're like us, you're probably wondering why August? Well, we'll let Jada explain it.
I just wanted to feel good. Mm-hmm. It had been so long since I felt. And it was really a joy to just help heal somebody.
The worst part is that Jada actually expected people to support her when she revealed that she had been cheating on Will with at least 3 different men during their marriage.
It was like, I can't force Will to do anything.
And you and Will weren't together.
We weren't together as, we were family. I was there with him as family, but we weren't together at that time.
Were you surprised by the reaction and to that moment, both for you, but also for Will?
I was surprised at how much. I knew I was going to get blamed, but I didn't think that it was going to be. I mean, it was insane. It was like, wow. But I knew I knew it was going to be a storm.
Now most people would claim that they messed up when they got cheated and promised to never do it again. Jada isn't most people though, and so she went on an interview and claimed that she cheated on Will because she's addicted to and Will can't satisfy her. Imagine emasculating your husband that way in front of the entire world.
Have you ever had an addiction? Yes, I've had several.
Jada Pinkett Smith opens up about her struggles with addiction.
I'm hoping that it will give people the freedom also in their lives to find their truth.
The 46-year-old actress got extremely candid on the latest episode of her hit Facebook Watch series, Red Table Talk, where she revealed her addiction to sex.
My sort of addictions jump. They jump around. When I was young, I definitely think I had a sex addiction of some kind. Yes, that everything could be fixed by sex.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Or
It's the behavior.
It's the behavior that's attached to it. Because if you want to have a lot of sex, that's great. But why are you having all that? That's what you got to look at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sex wasn't the only obstacle she's faced.
I became a gym addict. I was just in the gym constantly. And then I remember reaching a rock bottom. That time I was in the house by myself and I had those 2 bottles of wine and was going for the 3rd bottle and it was like, now hold up. You in this house by yourself going on to your 3rd
That's gangster.
bottle of wine.
What's going on?
Jada says she was able to combat the issues herself.
I went cold turkey. That's the thing about me. I can go cold turkey.
Yeah.
I am a binger. And I always have to watch myself and just how I can get just obsessed with things. And, it's not what you're doing, but how you're with it.
It's clear that Will wants to steer the conversation more towards how they're still together and can get through just about anything. Jada, on the other hand, claims that she has thought about divorcing Will multiple times in the last 10 years, and they don't even live together anymore.
Why did the relationship fracture?
Oh, why it fractured? That's a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I think by the time we got to 2016, we were just exhausted with trying. We're both kind of still stuck in our fantasy of what we thought the other person should be.
Jada says she considered a legal divorce, but could never go through with it.
I made a promise that there will never be a reason for us to get a divorce. We will work through whatever. And I just haven't been able to break that promise.
But you still live separately.
We live separately.
Honestly, Jada can say whatever she wants, but most people in the industry already know why Jada's never going to divorce Will. Will is one of the biggest names in entertainment. By staying with Will and saying strange things about their marriage in small interviews, Jada manages to keep herself in the spotlight. She knows that the more she humiliates Will, the more attention she will get.
When you got a woman that don't really like you, you got, hold on, time out. You're not the first man that said this. Come on now. I don't think she does. I think. Why they gonna be married all these years? At some point in time, I think she like the lifestyle. Now, who's she gonna marry with that much money? Oprah? Hey, Oprah ain't gonna have him. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, and then she's mean.
Is she? Well, I don't know anything about it, so I'm just.
Well, I don't know anything about it. I could just see it in her face. For her to sit there, see, a real woman would have said, "Hey, don't get up.
Don't you miss this money?
No, don't."
All of this is by design, which is why Will and her relationship is the only topic that Jada talks about in interviews or writes about in her memoir. Now, remember how Will claimed that they didn't have an open marriage and were committed to each other. Just a few months after that interview, Jada went live and said that they did in fact have an open relationship. They just call it a transparent marriage, where they talk to each other about the person they're intimate with.
Everybody talks about you all the time.
Right.
Just lots of rumors and tabloids and all of that. And you were very careful in the book not in a whiny way or whatever. Let me clarify this.
Right.
Let me clarify these things that have been said. And one of the things that you are careful to clarify is it was never an open relationship.
I'm glad. Yes, it was.
It was a transparent. You say it's a transparent relationship. And what do you mean by that?
So transparent meaning, look, I wasn't going to fool myself into thinking that we as 20-some-year-olds, babies, mind you, getting married and living in Tinseltown, spending a lot of time apart, okay, that we weren't going to run into temptation situations.
You're young, beautiful, rich, temptation.
Right.
You're apart a lot. Temptation is raining down.
Right, exactly. Right. And I'm like, hey, we got to be in partnership with this. Like, I wanted to face it head on and just go,
I didn't want to create a culture of deceit or betrayal between us. And I just wanted to be real about it from the gate. I had seen so much just with, I knew what street fame brought dudes. Okay? I knew what street fame brought. And I'm like, if street fame does that, I can only imagine what global fame does. And from me, my own experience walking into rooms, all eyes on me, and how intoxicating that was as a young woman. You know what I mean? It's like I had been there and done that, you know, in regards to my earlier years before I met Will. But I just knew that I just wasn't going to set myself up that way. But it was never an open marriage, you know, and like either one of us get to do whatever we want to do. That was never the case.
As you say in the book, it's about eliminating the possibility of betrayal.
Yeah.
If something happens or you want it to happen, talk about it.
Absolutely.
It's the healthiest way to go.
Listen.
'Cause it happens to everybody.
Listen, if you expect to be with somebody forever, it's like, let's get real with it.
As for how Will has been dealing with this news, one look at him crying every time he's in a video with Jada is enough to tell you that something is deeply wrong in this relationship.
You know, Esther Perel is coming to the table. She's going to be at the red table. Would you say she has been instrumental in you and I redefining our relationship?
I would say don't just start filming me without asking me if you could film me.
Esther, come help us again, please. I'm still dealing with foolishness.
Because she don't just...
Would you say that she helped us heal the hurts that we caused between one another?
My social media presence is my bread and butter, okay? So you can't just use me for social media and not, don't just start rolling. I'm standing in my house. Don't just start rolling.
Please watch us stare at the red table because she's helped us a lot.
She even managed to somehow blame Will for her cheating. She announced her feelings about cheating on her husband, Will Smith, with her son Jaden's best friend, August Alsina. She expressed how she accepted that people would view her as the adulterous wife, and went on to say her mother and kids were hurt that she did that to herself. Keep in mind that, as far back as 2013, Jada said, "Here is how I will change my statement. Will and I both can do whatever we want because we trust each other to do so. This does not mean we have an open relationship. This means we have a grown one."
I'm going to have to speak my truth, but I'm also going to protect you. If I got to look like the adulterous wife to make sure you're good, I'm going to do it. Wow. Yeah. So, and that wasn't the case. Oh. But I wanted him to be okay. Now, also in that moment, two things. As I'm moving forward, I'm also moving backwards. Because of what I realized at that moment, I got in my martyrdom bag. And what that is for me is, I hadn't quite learned how to love myself and not leave Will on the side of the road. And I hadn't learned how to love Will and not leave myself on the side of the road. And in that moment,
another weird part of this marriage is how Tupac is such a regular part of the conversation despite being dead for 3 decades. Jada brought up Tupac continuously and, in one interview, even called him the greatest man she ever met and recalled a story about how Tupac proposed to her before his death and how she never actually planned to marry Will or even liked him that much. Saying this while the father of your children probably cries himself to sleep every night is insane.
I mean, Tupac has been dead for about 27 years, so if this proposal did take place, and I'm not trying to doubt my sister at all, but if the proposal did take place, you're talking 30 or more years or so ago. Why is that coming up now? To me, the only reason why I could think that she would bring that up is it's possible that Will might harbor some insecurities over her relationship with Tupac, and she probably felt that that is one of the few things she could bring up to actually get under Will's skin. Because when you look at achievements, you know, Tupac would be probably one of the only rappers who could rival Will in terms of overall success. Now, of course, Will doesn't have the hip hop success, you know, of many rappers, but when you add in his acting and what he has done on the big screen, there's not many people who can compete with his body of work. Tupac would be one of them because he was also an actor. And had he not been taken from us, who knows how many box office hits Tupac would have had.
Things allegedly got so bad that Will even thought about taking himself out of the equation entirely.
From dealing with Jada, I thought this would be the straw to break his back to where he want to take his life, because Will has talked about taking his own life before. So let's go back to the other story of Jada stepping out.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this has already been out there, but I can confirm it. So Jada, when they did Hawthorne, Jada started with Mark Anthony, who is J-Lo's husband, right? They did a TV show called Hawthorne.
Is that why they divorced?
So
Jennifer Lopez and Mark Anthony.
Yeah. So so let me go a little bit
Okay,
deeper.
go ahead.
Let's go a little bit deeper. So this is a full-on relationship on the set. Like romantic relationship, not, okay, I just gave him some, you know, that's it. Like it's a relationship. So, you know, Will hears about this and kind of devastated. At this point, this is where you see all the papers are going crazy. A divorce is imminent and so forth and so on. The final straw is when Will came home and caught Jada, Anthony on the couch at their home, right? And this devastated Will, right? I even had a conversation when Will wanted to kill himself, right? Yeah.
There is also an alleged rumor that when Will first found out that Jada had cheated on him for a third time, he actually snapped and became violent towards her. This happened after Jada allegedly justified her cheating with the statement that you need to do whatever it takes to make yourself happy, even if sometimes that means cheating on your husband.
Well, here's the thing. When they're together, Will's comfortable with that. Will's comfortable with someone's wife when he's there. Is when he's not there is the insecurities, because I can't tell you why, but I can tell you that there's a comfortability when men and women come in to have sex with them. Will's fine with that. So when this happened, like Will kind of went crazy. You know, they would talk about the divorce rumors and so forth and so on. It was big crisis management. Many people tell you Will was driving around California. I mean, just, he's gone. He brought Dwayne a club called Zen Lounge, and Will would come in there and just be drinking and like just, this wasn't the Will.
The effect this marriage is having on Jaden and Willow is probably the worst part. You can see that Will is devastated, but what no one seems to care about is how Jada is also a negative influence on her children's lives.
Oh, I was like, okay, so she's just scrolling. And when I tell you, I saw some of the most hardcore.
It wasn't, Mom. It really wasn't.
It was hard.
It really wasn't.
It was
She's
hardcore for
overreacting.
you to be seeing at freaking 11 years old.
Tumblr,
I could not believe that.
No, Tumblr is more of the artistic aspect of it, though.
Not what I saw. Well, nothing artistic about that. I saw some hardcore
I don't remember
stuff.
what you saw, but
yeah,
what I know
remember graphically.
What I know about Tumblr.
I was like, Willow. And she was like, don't even pay attention to it. We're getting to my page. I was like, I can't believe kids are exposed to this on a daily basis. I was profoundly disturbed.
But the thing that I will say, though, is that because I had you and Daddy to actually like have real conversations with, that stuff didn't really affect me because I knew I had a connection with people that I could talk to about it and knew like what the reality of it was.
Let me ask you a question, because back in the day, for my generation, started in magazines, and then you had to like go to a CD store to get a VHS tape. Like you had to like
we didn't have access.
We didn't have access to it like that. So if you know, like really go on adventure to go see some pornography. Whereas for your generation, it's on your phone. It's in your pocket. What have you seen in regards to your generation? Do you know boys that are fascinated with, or like who have a specific?
I mean, I have two brothers.
Yeah,
so they're not addicted to.
They're not addicted to, but like I've done seen some stuff.
Right.
So what is going on?
That's a TMI moment. All right. All right.
She's like, I can't take it. I can't. I think I'll probably be in too much shock to even converse about.
Jada also introduced Jaden to drugs and openly brags about being a dealer in her youth. I wasn't going to depend on anybody growing up. In the streets, it was either you were the girlfriend to a dealer or you were the dealer, and I wasn't going to be the girlfriend. So I looked to dealing to give me the life I wanted. Ever since Jaden started using, his career has only gone downhill. And you can't help but wonder what role Jada played here.
And recently you've opened up and talked about back in your early days when you were younger, you said that you were a dealer and you said you just decided that this one little piece was important to share.
A bad one at that.
You,
no, yeah.
You weren't even a good dealer.
That wasn't a good one.
Oh no. But you said it was finally time to share. So why was now the time?
Well, I felt like there had been, and still is, a lot of missing pieces to my relationship with Tupac, and I know that there's a lot of intrigue.
Everybody knew that I was very unhappy, but just couldn't figure out why. Because everybody thought how I thought. You've got everything. What is wrong with you? Because I didn't know what was wrong with me either. Because you have to remember, during that time, no one was really talking about mental health.
Yeah. Ayahuasca really was...
That was the turning point.
So that in and of itself turned you from the brink of...
And I never had a thought again. Now, in saying that, ayahuasca is not for everybody.
Yeah.
And I want to be very clear about that. You have to really have someone who's very trained to guide you through that. It was a very extreme... situation for me. But I swear I'm so grateful that I went through it, because in 4 days, I had 4 excruciating nights, but on the other side, I never...
And you never had a suicidal thought since then?
Never.
At this point, Will is actually so tired of Jada's antics that he says that you can never make your wife happy.
The GOAT relationship advice for me is that it's impossible to make a person happy. Don't even play the game. And don't try to have a person make you happy. That you have to discover your happiness and cultivate your happiness on your own, and they have to cultivate theirs on their own. And you come together sharing the happiness you have versus trying to get happiness from them. That was a big one for me. Like the retirement from trying to make people happy. And all my relationships got that.
That's everything we know so far. What do you think? Is Jada finally telling the whole truth, or is there still more to the story? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest updates. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.